Abbey Craig, this hill in Stirling in here, is where we prepare to face the English in a mighty battle for a freedom. Lie here. Well, you probably can't see it today, but through there you should see Stirling Castle. That's where the English were. They've taken the castle from this high ground, a vantage point. We could see everything our enemy was doing. That's a big advantage, isn't it? Oh, aye. The downside is we could see how many of them were there. Well, I'd never seen so many people in the same place in my life. The English army, let me tell you, they greatly outnumbered us and they were a fearsome sight. William Wallace took one look at us. He said, for me. Tell him William's busy. William says out there. Right? Now, William Wallace took one look at us, a ragtag band of an army, and them, the well-trained fine soldiers of the English army, and he knew that we would be afraid. So he comes and he says, listen, don't worry, because I've got a plan. And it's simple. Here's what I want you to do. Hold your position here on the hill. When the English cross the wee bridge and come over to this side of the river, don't get excited, carried away, run down and trying to get into a fight straight away. No. Hold. Until I give you the order to charge, you hold. That's what we did. We just waited here. From here we could see the English start to line up and they began to cross the wee bridge. Now, just a wee narrow wee bridge. They come over probably about 2 abreast. Now, for some reason though, they stopped the turn and they start all marching back again. We didn't know what was going on. We cheered. Cheerio, cheerio, cheerio. It's only after the battle we found out the Earl of Surrey had slept in. Aye. Poor old chap was having a long lie. And then needed his breakfast inside him before he'd come and slaughter any Scots. A second time they line up, this time to their surprise, they send over monks, holy men. And they marched into, it was quite rude if you ask me, they demanded to speak to William Wallace. And they offered him land, titles, and loads of money, just to withdraw us from the field of battle. William Wallace was disgusted by them and their bribery, and here's what he told them. He said this, he said, listen, I didn't come here to talk or to be bought. I came here to free this country. And although we're outnumbered, we would rather die on our feet than live one moment longer on our knees. We sent them all packing. So for the third time that day, we waited here and watched the English line up and they crossed the bridge. Now this time it took a while. My guess was about 2,000 English foot soldiers came over and a couple of hundred heavy horse as well. You see the size of the English army? Oh, there's the same number again on the far side, maybe more, still marching onto the wee bridge. But by now, you can see William's plan might just work. Like, he'd explained it to us, right? He told us that he believed that the English soldiers, with all their weapons and their armour on, and their heavy horse. Heavy horse? I thought they were fat horses. They're not. They've got armour on them, right? And he says, listen, they'll be useless on the water or marshland that lies on this side of the river. Oh, I said, they'll hardly be able to move. Never mind charge the spearman he was going to position to close off the loop in the river. That's why he told us to hold, and we could see it for ourselves. When the English soldiers came across, they were flopping about, floundering in the causeway of the river. And when they finally scrambled up onto this side, the north shore, the marshland, well, they could hardly keep their feet. But only when William Wallace saw the English army on this side were well and truly stuck in the mud, and that their slow advance was stopping the ones on the far side from getting off the bridge. Only then did he give us the order to charge, and we ran down this hillside, ripping right and left with our claymores and our axes. I wish you'd been there to see it. Oh, it was a bonny sight. Now, the ferocity of our attack took the English by surprise, and they turned and fled for their lives, trying to get back across the wee bridge again. But I've told you, their army's so big, they're advancing onto the bridge. The bridge is blocked. The spearmen, they've closed the loop in the river. Where is it left for the soldiers to run? The river. Hundreds of them fell into the river and drowned, dragged down by the weight of their own armour. Oh, and their heavy horse too. Some of the horse crash into the wooden bridge and it starts to creak and groan like it might give way. Well, William Wallace is a clever man and he hears this, sends their archers down and has them fire burning arrows into the wooden bridge. Soon ablaze. Before long it's totally destroyed. So now the English on this side, well, they're trapped. And on the far side, doesn't really matter now how many of them are there, does it? The bridge is gone. There's no way for their comrades in arms to cross and help them. The English that were trapped here, believe me, they fought bravely, but most of them died. Victory was ours because we stuck to our plan and we were fighting for what we believed in, that this country was ours by right, and it had been unjustly taken from us. I like to think people fighting for their country fight longer and harder than those that are trying to take it from them. But I dare say we'll see. The thing that I'm surprised about was the English knew that this was marshland, and still they crossed. They'd been warned. I heard it was their second in command. He was a man called Hugo de Cressingham. He was a tax collector here. He was hated in Scotland. But he was such a penny pincher, he wouldn't sanction more time or money to allow the English soldiers to cross 4 miles upstream at Kildene, to come onto firm ground, and they would have outflanked us. And it would have been a very different outcome, I'm sure. No, de Cressingham thought that when the Scottish army saw the size and might of the English army, we would turn and run. Well, he got that wrong, didn't he? And the English king, he'll send another army. He's not finished with Scotland. So, on this Dreich day, how many of you are brave enough to say you'll stand and take up arms and fight alongside William Wallace when the English king does send another army? Say aye!
Aye!
I thought it was just going to be me there for a minute. Thank you very much for your attention. Do enjoy your time here at the monument. The weather might lift a little bit if you hang around long enough, like Wednesday. If anybody wants a photograph, you're welcome to get one. Thank you.